Now, as I started to dissect the drawing motion, I realized that I made one whopper of an error in the first video found with the single action Colt. I was talking about the Hollywood actors and how they would roll their shoulders and have all that wasted motion, and I said that the guys who were good would come straight up, straight out, and shoot. Well, that's not a very good explanation at all, because as I broke it down and started to look at it, I realized that the draw is not so much up and out as it is back and forth, sort of a sweep and a push. There's a whole bunch of different reasons for that. Forgetting for the moment that we have to move backwards to get to the hammer. Think of this. If I was to lift the gun straight up, okay, I have to move this entire distance here, I guess about 6 inches. And the tendency is going to be to lift your shoulder here. You don't want to do that. You don't want to throw your center of gravity off in the middle of something when you're trying to go fast, right? So the gun isn't lifted out of the holster, it's tipped out of the holster, tipped back this way. So by doing that, notice if I was to come all the way up here, I've now wasted all this time that it takes to draw the gun this distance, and the gun's still pointed at the ground. But by tipping the gun backwards, now I only have to come up just slightly, and the gun's almost level with the target when I lock my wrist. Okay? You can see the difference right there. Now coming forward, however, once we got the gun back to here, we don't want to lever the gun up with our wrist. We don't want to swing it or lever it. The last thing you ever want to do is move the gun in a line perpendicular to the barrel here, see? Because this is what's going to increase those forces on your hand and wrist. Alright, so as you're trying to lever it up with your wrist, as you're trying to push it forward, those are like counteracting forces. That's going to do nothing but slow you down, right? What you want to do, once you tip the gun back, is you want to push from here. Okay, you want to push from the meat of your hand, but most of the way down the back strap, about the center of it. Okay, back and then forward with a push. All right. Now, the reason for that is this: look where the gun balances. Okay, it balances right about the front of the trigger guard here, where it joins the frame. All right. Now, anytime we can, what we want to do is we want the gun to move around this balance point. Okay, we don't want to swing it up this way. All right, that creates forces. But if you can use that balance point as to where the gun rotates, tipping back and then pushing forward, all right, now you've completely eliminated those increasing forces on your wrist, okay, just by rolling the gun. Tip back, push forward from under here, all right. So from the holster, all right, the feeling, I'll exaggerate it so you can see it, right? Tip back and then push. All right, obviously I don't want you to drop your shoulder and scoop underneath it like that, but that's the feeling of the muscles that are involved there. All right, tip back and push. All right, that way this gun always moves right around this balance point. All right. Now I had one guy even wrote to me and said, I just don't get it. I've been practicing and practicing, and I'm going as fast as I can possibly go. And you look like you're about half my size, and you're going almost twice as fast with the same weight gun. How is that possible? Well, now you know. Because in all likelihood, what he's trying to do is muscle the gun forward this way against those opposing forces, creating more force this way as you're trying to lever the gun up. It's only by getting the gun to roll around its natural balance point that you're going to get it with that snap. Okay, so it's not about upper body strength until the technique is right. Okay, so by getting the gun rolling right around this point and then pushing forward, that's how you eliminate having to muscle that gun at all. All right, so you can get that nice snap to it. Otherwise, you're just not going to get any of the fast twitch muscles involved if you have to be muscling the gun. All right?